What is up, peoples? Tocen here, and today I'm going to be giving you a look at my first Halo Infinite Forge map. This is Warehouse from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, and here's what we got so far. Now this has taken about a couple of weeks of works as I've been learning the tools and getting into the flow of things. This is my first big project since Halo 3 and Reach came out, so it's just been crazy to see what kind of tools we now have at our disposal, and the budget for object placement has never been higher. It's just incredible just how much detail you're able to pack into these maps now. So far this has taken up about 20% of the budget, but there's still much to be done. Right now I've got a basic lighting setup that'll need to be tweaked, but nearly everything is here. The half pipe, the glass box needs to be finished, the rails and entryways are here, the window is just like the original map, we've even got all the ramps and the skate letters with the box stacks that are here and collectible. So far, playtesting this has been extremely fun, but with 28 people allowed in the lobby, this small area can fill up fast. So I took the liberty of actually expanding the warehouse and building this even bigger addition, trying to match the style using every element from every other side of the warehouse. So in here, I've been testing out what works best for Halo vehicles, what kind of ramps can get you the most air, what kind of tricks are you able to do in these vehicles, and what are the limits. How can I make this gameplay feel as similar to a Tony Hawk game as possible? Taking it even further from the second edition, I've also got the outside of the warehouse planned for a skate park as well, along with a proper mega ramp. Now I was thinking about going Warzone style on this, maybe merging multiple Tony Hawk maps together as long as the build limit will let me. I'm not really sure yet, but if I did, let me know what kind of maps you want to see added here. Now as far as gameplay for when the map is officially done, my thought was to make it where you need to collect the skate letters, hit the boxes, get the secret tape, maybe even grab several other collectibles from the second warehouse, and after all these level goals are met, the garage doors open up, giving you access to the outdoor park. That was a thought, but like the inside of the second edition, it's definitely subject to change. Now I've seen one other Tony Hawk map on Forge so far. It wasn't a remake, but somebody built a Tony Goose Pro Slayer map that even gave you points when you would grind rails and get air with a mongoose, which was really sick. So maybe I can set this map up for that type of gameplay. I'm interested in seeing how this map would play out as a Slayer style map as well, but that's definitely not the primary goal. I want this map to be as fun as possible for anybody that comes in. Now so far, I made a free skate mode. People have been coming by and checking out. It's been really fun to test, so fun that it's actually been cutting into the time to build. But beyond just zooming around the map, I also want to implement various types of vehicle parkour. I really love vehicle challenge maps, and so far we don't have any that I can find in Halo Infinite. But here I'm definitely going to be pushing the limits on the build budget, as I would like to put as many vehicle challenge courses here as possible. And even further from that, I've also added a few extra junctures on this map, like this hole in the wall that you can launch yourself out of if you're able to squeeze into these mongoose-sized vents, which in themselves hide some very dark secrets, but I'll be saving that for a future video. A few things I want to show you before we end the video here. I want to talk about the scripting and how working with nodes is going. Well, since Forge is in its beta, I have to say, not very well. As you can see, the skate letters are here. You can grab them, they even make a sound. I still need to try to find the right combinations of sounds to blend to get this best sounding hit as possible. But in the original map, these letters float up and down and spin. And because of Infinite's broken prefab system, that's just not possible right now. Like, I was able to get one prefab to float and spin, but creating any other prefabs just completely breaks the first one. So what I've had to do here is script each individual block that these letters are made of, and even in doing that, I was only able to get about 30 blocks to float, meaning only 3 letters would work, and it caused a slew of other issues that needed more nodes to correct, and at that point I couldn't use any more nodes, so I basically had to take out every floating letter and keep them static just to have them delete on entry and produce a sound, which kinda sucks, But when you look at what's happening here, I'm actually able to script nearly 100 objects, and it's working, which is good. And that only means that when they do get prefabs working, we'll be able to have over 100 prefabs scripted, made of hundreds of different more objects, and I can't wait for that to happen. But given how long it's taken for Forge to even release, 1 year after the game did, I'm not counting on anything less than 6 months to get a proper Forge update that may or may not be able to correct these issues. So until then, we're just going to have to use these static objects. Here's a few tips for anybody trying to build a 1-to-1 scale map. What I was able to do was I found a warehouse level available for download as a 3D object, imported it into Blender, and then I placed a cube for the size of a Spartan and rescaled the level to where the cube fit as well as Tony Hawk did. And from there, basically I just had to use a bunch of cubes as measuring devices, because now the size and location information matches exactly with Halo Infinite's Forge's location parameters. So you just have to copy and paste the XYZ variables and the cubes work until it comes out to this. So that is it for this update video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on what I can add, change, or what you would like to see in this map so I can make it the best I possibly can. And until next time, I'm Tocen. Peace out, peoples.